sure. One point. It's the 7th commitment to the Suns. Let's go! After chasing a defeat for one and a narrow defeat for the other, tonight represents redemption, a chance to turn their seasons around somewhat. No victories in 6 combined games between tonight's sides, both languishing rock bottom of the Betway Premiership. The only way is up. Hello and welcome to match day 4 on the Daily Bread. That is the Premiership. This is the 7th league meeting between the sides since the 2022-23 season. We are live from the Princess Makoka Stadium in Kwamashu. Wherever you may be watching this game, I greet you in the name of champions, fellow champions. Now, across all competitions, the two sides have met on 9 occasions as they step out from the darkness and into the light. On 9 occasions that they've previously met, including 6 league meetings and once in the Nedbank Cup, and have played to 2 PSL playoff matches, by the way. Now, the Chili Boys have the upper hand in the fixture. They're unbeaten in all matches across all competitions. The action, of course, live from what is now a rainy Kwamashu. That wasn't happening a few minutes ago. Well, is it rains of fortune or is it rains of pain? One of these two sides are gonna get blessed, and it may not be a positive blessing. Now, of course, it's not the only fixture live on your World of Champions tonight, and I give you a whole report on who's who in the PSL zoo. For Richards Bay, Ronnie Gabriel is went with several changes, including Spani Mtungwa, he's in the side for Kumalet. Left back Tepo Mabowe and Simpiwe Mtuneka start 4th consecutive league games as a centre-back partnership. Salim Maguma who conceded that solitary goal against Chiefs the last time out. He makes his 83rd appearance in between the sticks for the Natal Rich Boys. Sani Vilagazi, when he gets his second start of the season up top, it's Tabi Sandelu and Lundi Mahala. Well, for Chippa United, it was a tough day in the office the last time they were in league action. So much so, it's cost Musa Nyaitama a hot seat as the head coach today. Today, they're led out by Morgan Maimila. Many would have thought it would have been Luke Ima, but we are told perhaps the ink is not yet dry if you're to read into any of the headlines that have been going along. Now, of course, Somela Nsundwan and Justice Figueiredo are the two big stories in that starting 11. Somela Nsundwan, a former Richards Bay big hitter, as well as Justice Figueiredo, who ran out for Richards Bay last season. Buklebena Jobela today's referee, Janchi Dlamini, Happy Ntlantla Olani Hlatswayo, the four-man quartet to handle this potential titanic arm wrestle between the bottom two sides in the division. Like I mentioned, two back-to-back defeats for Chippa United, 1-0 against Durban City, then followed by a 4-1 defeat against Chiefs. They led in that game and went on to concede 3 unanswered goals. The only time that they picked up points this season is that opening day 1-1 draw at home to Mamelodi Sundowns, while Richards Bay have not won at all or picked up any points. So it's 15th and 16th as a result of that. So much so with a -7 goal difference between the two of them. But I think a lot of the big chat is going to be around can Somela Nsundwana come back and hurt his former employers on his return to KZN. Justice Figueiredo starts on the right hand side. The 27-year-old made 19 appearances last season for the Natal Rich Boys. Recorded 2 goals and 2 assists. Never really been a prolific goal scorer, but today is the day that it presents itself, and there's no better present than the present. Badile Dlamini, Goodman Musele and Kayam Fekana are also in the side. A positional switch for Sergio Cummings, who played right back last game. He's into central defensive midfield. Then we are ready, all eyes on referee Uhlebela Ojobela. His focus on getting this encounter underway. Over to you, ref, whenever you're ready. There we go. It is Chippa United attacking the goals from right to left as the visiting side. The home side, the Natal Rich Boys, in dire need of a tonic to get them feeling as if they are part and parcel of the winner's circle. It's not been a feeling that I've experienced all too often. Now, tonight, we'll see plenty of footballing encounters that will whet the appetite. First shot in angle already to Tabi Sandelu. Good early side. Orlando Pirates host Orbit College, who another side who finding life in the big leagues quite difficult. That's one hell of a welcome and sit down and take notes if you ever see one for Orbit College. But the season is long and it's a marathon, not a sprint. Polokwane City are at home to Durban City, and the battle of the cities out at Old Peter Mukaba Stadium. Stellenbosch look to wipe away their disappointment of the MTN 8 at the expense of Marumo Cannons at the Danny Gravin Stadium, their home ground. The men from the Winans Galaxy buoyed by their victory over Chippa United. A rare hat-trick for Puso Di Tejana in that one that caught the headlines. They play Siwele out in Bombela. Of course, this one we are live and direct from Princess Makoko Stadium. Yes, Chippa United looking to make a nuisance of themselves already from the right-hand side. There's plenty of space for Mosele, just to ease it to the left. Thinks about the shot. Willie commits as the defender allows for a cross to be chipped in by Bandile Dlamini. It's the first corner of the game. Now in the last game, it took them all of, 5 minutes before they took the lead. Chippa United, assist from Dlamini, and the finish from Kayam Fekane, who starts. But yeah, it fell apart thereafter. So they really want to not just have a strong start, but probably an even more stronger finish. Here's the header. Keeper, it's easy pickings for him. Salim Makula, born out of Kampala, Uganda. Said making his 83rd run out for the Natal Rich Boys. Has conceded 79 goals during that period with 32 clean sheets. The season has made 3 appearances and has conceded 4 goals. The Ugandan would want a quiet day in the office. Sergio Gomes with a loose touch. That will buoy the likes of Figueiredo and co. Just to get on the front foot more and get stuck into this Richards Bay side. Both teams' confidence as brittle as a worn-out pencil. It's tough days right now, but they say tough times never last, only tough people. We pick it up now with Malebo Khomudise. Nice reverse pass, disguise pass. Our former friend, now a foe in Somila Ntundwana. Gamis. I'm really interested to see how they're going to use Somila Ntundwana, who, for his size, his stature, his playing ability, you would think he's a natural striker, but he's not. He likes to play from the left, as a man who played right back last game gets a chance in the engine room of the side. And a former Amazulu man and Wits player, Somila Ntundwana, spent a considerable amount of time running out with the crest of Richards Bay FC on his chest. Now 28 years young. Back to his home province of Eastern Cape, born out of Quebec and Motherwell. That's a good looking cross for the aforementioned Ntundwana. Didn't have the best of numbers last season. 19 appearances last campaign for Richards Bay. Only 1 assist and no goals. Maybe he needed a change of scenery. Speaking of change of scenery, the ball has changed hands. Big switch to the left. And to find Richards Bay player Kabadinya Mhango, who's playing from the left-hand side up top. There's a run as well in the direction of Halelisani Vilarazi, 27-year-old right back. There he is on the ball. Can he deliver a dangerous cross? Ooh, some thinking outside the box, in the box. For Lundi Mahala, but nothing comes from Mahala in the Betway Premiership. Now for the home side, that match round 3 fixture against the Chiefs at FNB Stadium on the 19th of August. It was the 7th league meeting between the two sides, with Chiefs winning for a 5th time, defeating Ronnie Campbell's men 1-0 for a 4th time in those meetings that I mentioned. Brandon Peterson, by the way, kept 4 successive clean sheets, incidentally, in the league. The 2nd time in his career he has done so. Is that the rock bed in which Chiefs will mount a title charge this season? That's the big question. It was also quite noteworthy. Thabo Cela attempted 80 passes in that game. The first time this campaign that a Kaizer Chiefs player has attempted 80 or more in a single match in the PSL. Next best is Inacio Miguel or Ferreira dos Santos, 73. On the front foot, looking to head to the front line was Bandile Dlamini. Good interception. Now with Tagusani Mtetwa. Richards Bay conceding 3 goals in the second half of games. They've let in 4, so over 80% of the goals that they've conceded in the opening 3 match rounds have come in the second half of games. Watch out for that. That's Kabatinya Mhango. 230 PSL matches for the Old Fox. 32 years young now, born out of Chiweta, Kwana kwa Malawi. A very decorated player. I'm sure he watched on last week as Peter Shalulile broke the record that's been so long standing at a great Belenomvete. And I'll tell you what Dunyamhanga is such a confident man that he'll tell you he deserves to be mentioned in such upper echelons and such pedigree. Here's Tsenega. Away by DRC Congo-born defender Fasika. The last touch was of a Chippa United player. We will pick it up from the corner. What's disappointing as well, if you're a Richards Bay fan, in the last game, Chiefs had 6 shots and Richards Bay only had 1. Their first shot only coming about in the second half, deep in the second half. So for much of the first half at FNB Stadium, they were on a sightseeing tour. To be taken by Ndelu. Plenty of movement. Can he find anybody in a blue shirt? He almost does, you know. He almost does. Zuke and Mhango in combination. But now, they navigate out of a troublesome spot to Chippa United, but put themselves immediately back in the snake's pit. Villaraz. Is Mhango free on the left wing? Will he get on the end of that? He can't. In fact, Mhango was moved central and it looks like it was spanning Tungwa. Who were then taking up the position that Mhango had vacated. He'll be playing quite close, I think, to Mahala, looking to guide the youngster through the game. One player starting his career, the other, I think, in the latter embers of it. Chippa looking to play from deep. But they do not do it at a high level. Chippa hosted Galaxy at Buffalo City. But it was all-you-can-eat buffet, you know, for Puso Di Tejan. Not once, but twice, but 3 times. And he scored his first ever professional hat-trick and a first ever hat-trick for a TX Galaxy player in the PSL era. And in their 11th meeting out in East London, Kayam Feklan opened the scoring for them, like I said, in the 5th minute. Here's Nsundwana, reminding Richards Bay of what they're missing out on. That it only lasts for a few seconds. Mudise thinks about the shot, ill-advised. It's still Mudise. Goes for a more subtle approach, but perhaps too subtle to the point it even confused. They ever busy and willing Kayam Fekan. Someone is down. I think it hit him in the Ichu, where it hurts. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Bandile Jamini in that game for Chippa assisted his first goal in the league for Kayam Fekan, a well-worked goal. Yes, sir. That's painful. Mudisa, though, was looking to cause more harm. There are some youth coaches will tell you, walk it off, son. Mata boy. It's not that easy. 4 minutes before opening quarter. By the way, the Chile boys have scored 6 goals in the league against TX Galaxy since the 2021 season. That was the significance of that Kayam Feklan goal. And then Puso Di Tejan netted in the 41st minute through an assist from Kantam Ganga. And the Di Tejan went on to get his first ever league double. And then a hat-trick as well. Ganga assisted his first goal and has now assisted 3 goals in 9 appearances in the PSL. Lungisi Mbunjana, the fixer. Oh, he did a number on them as well. He scored his first goal in the division, netting for the first time since April of 2025, when he last did so against Amakosi. Magula goes long. Mahango the target. Never gonna win too many headers against the Frenchman Fasika. That's fanciful thinking if you're up against Fasika. If you're Mahango. What will be key as well for Chippa United, clean sheets have been a premium. For Stanley Nwabali. He's injured down. Nigerian goalminder took a boot as he cleared his lines. Played 24 games or 23 games last season, conceding 20 goals. Only 9 clean sheets for him. And capped 29 times at international level as referee. Jobela has a job on his hands in keeping things under the lid. If anything, Nwabali kicked Mahango. Mahango wasn't even watching. I mean, he kicked the striker. Can't really complain about that, although Mahango cleverly stood in his path. He knew what he was doing, and then he has a little go at him. Why to kick me? He says, does Stanley Nwabali. Kabatinya Mahango finds the funny side in it all. That's a nice little touch after all of that drama. A simple handshake eases matters. Ronnie Gabriel watches on alongside his trusty assistant Sponiso Kumete, as well as Papi Zotwani. Usumusi Makakula is there in the mix as well. He's the goalkeeper coach. Good hold up play now. Beautiful touch by Dlamini. Crucial intervention. Just when it looked as if the scorers are going to get disturbed within the opening 14 minutes. That first touch was scrumptious by Bandile Dlamini to get him in behind Richards Bay defense. Here's Modise. That went down for a throw-in. Too tight. Touch tight. You can hear Morgan Maimila quite audibly through the mics. There was talk that Lucky Mile might be the man in the dugout tonight, but it's not the case. I quizzed Coach Morgan Mamila, coach. Big talk that the Belgian mentor is soon to touch down in East London, and he said, I haven't spoken to him. You know more than I do. Well, he's a seasoned campaigner, Morgan Maimila. Took it with a pinch of salt, but it's clearly something happening in the Chippa ranks in terms of a new head coach. It's been a musical chairs of some sort. Could win that, and the pass to unleash Mahala was not well judged. Back to the revolving door that is the coaching hot seat for Chippa United. They've had 3 different coaches in charge in the 3 league matches this season. Started the season off with Temba Patela, but yeah, they lost Temba in Temba. Chippa drew with Mamelodi Sundowns and lost to Durban City. Musa Nyatama then took charge of Chippa against TX Galaxy in their last league game, where they suffered a 4-1 defeat, and they said, who are you going to call? Lucky Mal. That's who. Belgian mentor, like I said, was reportedly set to lead the side against the Natarich boys tonight, but he's not even on the bench for them. If it is true, it's going to be the 3rd coach to take charge. And we haven't even played 5 games yet. There was a bit of rain just before the game, but it seems to have disappeared, as does the ball into the night sky and into the advertising boards. Nabali doesn't look pleased at all. He doesn't look comfortable. Still looking at his right foot after kicking Kabadinho Mhango as he looked to clear. Yeah, they're calling in the reinforcements again to have a closer look in terms of the health of goalkeeper Nwabali. Early on, it was hazardous situations there for the home side. Dlamini just touched it in beautifully, but on the cover defense beautifully was Tsepo Mabua. And that's so expertly just to sneak in at the right time. As the coach has words with Justice Figueiredo, the two former Richards Bay employees in Figueiredo and Ntundwana figuring out. Ntundwana, of course, is newly arrived, like as in Umafigizo, he literally just arrived. Justice Figueiredo was there for pre-season. Both men, if they are being honest, didn't put up the most prolific numbers during their stay as Richards Bay players. 19 appearances, 2 goals and 2 assists for the Eswatini International Figueiredo. Played 52 times for those fans, in front of those fans, with 6 goals and 3 assists during that time. So not great numbers at all, but he's never been a prolific goal scorer. He's more of a defense disruptor in a transition play of note, but not an out-and-out killer in front of the goals, if I'm being honest. Shomilan Ntundwana similarly as well. 18 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist and no goals during his time in the Rich Boys last season. Approaching almost a century of matches in the PSL. Somilo Ntundwana, here's a troublesome Dlamini. Looks for Ntundwana, but his cross is far too strong. More of a clearance than a cross. Gives Richards Bay a chance to get set in their block. Dispossessed. That was poor from the Chippa United midfield. Rise the channel. Dance Mahala beats one, but can't beat the second. I was on the score sheet on match day 1 against Marumo Gallants. Played 90 minutes against Arrows, 66 minutes against Chiefs. Young Lundi Mahala, purchased from Highbury FC. So 1 goal and 3 appearances for Freeman Mahala. Stats I aim for possession. Chippa slightly ahead. But where do they have their possession? That's the big question. Ntundwana wants to have it further forward. In combination with somebody he knows well, whose game he knows inside out, Figueiredo. Goodman Musele can produce a shot that's full of power. Not known too much for his goal scoring exploits as well. 28-year-old midfielder, Goodman Musele. Ntundwana comes deep, combines with Dlamini, but they find a blue wall which sees them have to turn backwards. Fasika. Natal Rich Boys quite happy to allow Richards, or rather to allow Chippa United to have the ball deep in their own half. Not fast at all, not pressing them overtly really. Third ball opportunity for Mfekani in combination with fullback Eminem, Malebucho, Mudise. It's Mudise. Doesn't get enough purchase height-wise. Mhango's touch is outstanding. I thought there was a foul there. Referee Chobela didn't. Nice burst of pace there from a 32-year-old international Mhango. Still showing that got deceptively quick acceleration off the mark. I think he has that top-end speed anymore as he used to when he burst on the scene a few years ago. Of course, Chippa have been busy in the transfer market, looking to bolster their side or squad for the campaign. I think a 4-1 defeat at home will do that. We'll make sure that the checkbook gets brought out faster than usual. Announcing the signing of Harold Majadiboru, the former Amatax captain, multifunctional defender, joining the Eastern Cape born side this week. Alongside him, announced right alongside him, Somilan Tsundwana. Back to his home province. As well, Justice Figueiredo, his signing made official via the club's Twitter page. Richards Bay fans will be really hoping that tonight is the night where they are signed, throw caution to the wind and any sort of inhibition and really come out to entertain, show up and show off. That's what the bright lights are for, the Betway Premiership.
Don't lose it!
Well, at this point, it's just been floodlights and not bright lights. Need to spark into life this season. Natal Rich Boys also did some business bringing in Kabatinya Mhango. Tabani Zuke was picked up on a free. Lindobuke Mchali was added from Skukuna United. Arisan Vilagazi from Orbit College. And Kito Mangolo, left back. Mangolo on the bench. Benson Mangolo. Oh, that header was almost in, but Stanley Nwabali, after suffering a foot injury earlier, showed that he's back to full health. There's nothing wrong with that right foot, and there's definitely nothing wrong with his right hand. That was looping in from Mahala. But again, nothing's from Mahala. Route 1. Just pumped it forward. Mahala keeping eyes on ball while Mudise is on his back, and Mwabali had to shuttle to his right, and shuttle he did. Look at this. Good strong right hand there from the 29-year-old. But he's still not happy. Maybe it's more serious than initially thought. It looked very innocuous when he looked to release the ball, but then kick the back of Kabatinho Mhango. But he cannot continue without feeling pain. And even in the midst of that pain, he's stuck to his job. Maybe perhaps sacrificing his own health for the greater good and keeping the clean sheet for Chippa United. A rare clean sheet it will be tonight. We have not had any clean sheets in opening 3 matches. Conceded 1 against Sundowns. Conceded 1 against Durban City on the road to a 1-0 loss, and conceded 4. 3 of those in the second half against Tex Galaxy. More magic spray. Still wincing. The man born out of Lagos in Niger. 4 minutes before half an hour. That's the best chance by far. Good in swing, and Nwabali strong as houses again. But he's limping heavily. That's something I think Richards Bay can take advantage of if he still forces to continue. Does he clear with his right foot, the injured foot? He does. I have a quick look again at him. Continues to limp. Like an MMA fight after 5 rounds. Good pass to the left. To find Fekan. Easily dispossessed. Here's Moses Mtembu. Well, hoping to complete his third 90 minutes. The 24-year-old versatile attacker Moses Mtembu gives him a chance. The exits of Figueiredo and Mtsundwana gives him a chance to make this his team, because he played second fiddle a lot last season to Somila Mtsundwana. Too tight to his man there. 1 goal to report over the 5 current live games. TX Galaxy floating 7th heaven and are dining on confidence at this point. Shambi with a 23rd minute goal for Adnan Baganovic's side. Can they make it back-to-back wins? It's scoreless. And the rest of other country Pirates taking on Orbit College, just 0-0. Artis Kotini Segama Minzela. At Old Peter Mokaba Stadium. Durban City holding firm against Polokwane City. Stellies out at Danny Cravin Stadium against Marumo Gallants. Can't get an early goal in 29 minutes. Oh, Morgan Mamila, those shoes. I've heard the saying, those shoes are made for walking. How about those shoes are made for being seen? Can they walk the right path? And can they put up a performance as glitzy as the coach's shoes? Let's see. As Richards Bay to the right-hand side. With Alessandro Villarasi. Has put in some decent crosses, but that's not his best work. Mabali is still soldiering on through the pain. Yeah, there he is, wincing again, but perhaps he should not take the goal kicks and leave it to somebody else. As we edge closer to the 30-minute mark, here's some bit of trivia for you. Gummies messes out the initial header. The home side, Richards Bay, are yet to claim a win over Chippa in all competitions, dating back to 2021-2022. Dulwich boys have suffered the indignity of defeat on 4 of the previous 6 league encounters. The remaining matches, of course, have been drawn. 18 goals have been scored in those 6 previous meetings. 3 goals per game, usually is what we get. Bite your hand off with that. First, the Science, of course, first met back in the 2022-23 league campaign on the 30th of October 2022. And they played out to a 3-3 draw. We'll take a 3-3 draw, gents. Definitely. In that match, Richards Bay went 2-0 up before half-time through Somila Mtsundwana. Remember that in the 42nd minute. And Zuko Mtunyelwa, OG in the 45th minute, had them in front. Ronaldo Marman scored for Chippa 5 minutes before the hour. Mtsundwana completing his brace 7 minutes after 60 to make it 3-1. Fumazai also put his name on the scorer sheet. 76th minute, then Etios God's power Igadora on the 78th minute. Game ending 3-3. A lot of finicky little fouls here and there that is just stopping the flow of the game. But if I'm being honest, these sides, 15th and 16th, they are playing like 15th and 16th in the first 31 minutes. No one has shown real quality, or we haven't really seen what has been practiced midweek. It's not been put in practice. This faithful Tuesday evening. That was a yellow card, by the way, for Kakusani Mtetwa for a kick the sternum of Somila Mtsundwana. There were be his last meetings, given the position that he plays. They'll probably target him. Nobali's down for the count again. As if Drickus Duplessis was grappling with him. He's down. One of the Chippa United players as well is down, but he's soon back up after medical assistance. I tell you now, the physiotherapist, the team doctor, Dr. Sean Lowe and Kalani Nzungu are going to earn their pay today by the looks of it. As Dr. Nzungu makes a light jog to help out Stanley Nobali away from the camera and asks for the stretcher to be brought out. Do have Alsen Sitole on the bench, the former Pirates man, if needed. He may be needed, you know. It's gonna add quite a big amount of injury time. Of course, as Nobali's stretched off by the looks of it, he's not coming back on. It then gives a problem for Morgan Maimila. Yeah, that's a sign. His night is done, but the job overall is not yet done. Another man's loss is another's gain. I'm sure enter Alsen Sitole for the first time this campaign. It's a big loss. Stanley Nobali is a big player for Chippa United. Sitole gets a big opportunity tonight to stake a claim in a soon-to-be longish absence of Stanley Nobali. We'll get an update as to exactly what the matter is with the Nigerian international. Right, back to the full complement of 11. Sitole inserted in between the goals for the injured Stanley Nobali. Somebody's going to be needing a horse by the end of this game. The amount of shouting that's been coming from those benches. Here we go. Here we go. Quick one on Alsen Sitole. As Somilan Tsundwana looks to connect with Bandile Dlamini, but his crosses again not hitting the mark at all. Sitole, a product of the Orlando Pirates Reserve League system, then moved on to Venda Football Club in 2023 after he found minutes hard to find, to get by, and then Magesi was his next club. Didn't stay very long, stayed the better part of a year and then moved to Cape Town City. Stayed there another year and has now swapped one coast for the other. The East Coast or the West. Or the West or the East, other way, yeah. In shot, Tabani Zuke, man who spent almost a decade at one club, the proverbial one-club man, joined clubless in July after a long stint, 9 years at the helm of Lamontville Golden Arrows, making his 89th appearance in the PSL. Good early test for Alsen Sitole. Shows that it's switched on. And on the counter, Tsundwana was well marshaled there. Excellently so by the man born out of Kwamakuta. And then Tabanizuke can play at centre back and central defensive midfield. I've seen him at right back as well quite a few times. So very versatile, very good age as well. 26 years young, so still yet to hit his peak. Very astute free transfer for the Natal Rich Boys. Here's Mhango. That's for a placed pass into the back of the net almost. From Tabisan Delu. Not seen him at all. Delu in 36 minutes. So one force change already for Chippa United in Stanley Nwabalu had to be stretched off. After he kicked the back of Kabadinya Mhango and ended up doing himself more mischief than anything. Coming out second best in that one. At home against Chippa United, and our Dulwich boys have scored 3 goals and have conceded 5 in return as Papi Zotwani calls over Al-Sani Villarraz at Villa Bon. You see that space? That's where you attack. You see that space? That's where you defend. Former Milford player, Orbit College representative is Al-Sani Villarraz, signed in July as well. Last match between the sides ended in a 0-0 draw with the Natal Rich Boys as hosts. And that was back in the 1st of March. There's a first home clean sheet, by the way, against Chippa that they got in their first time. They did not lose at home against this particular opponent. So a 0-0 draw the last time. Both of them languishing in 15th and 16th. Defense has not been their rock bed. Who's gonna rock who? Yes, Mhango. Doesn't go for a direct shot. Outside of the foot pass doesn't work either. This game in 38 minutes has been bitterly devoid of ideas and real quality. Mhango. I think both sides really low on confidence, and it shows. But there's plenty of star players and star power. Somailan Tsundwana, Kabatinya Mhango, Lundi Mahala, Bandile Jamini. They're there. They just haven't shown it yet. Run made by Nzundwana, a very good looking run as well, but again, they know him well and they know his strengths and they know the channels he likes to run. It was Zuke, the cover defense. I want to minimize those kind of channel runs, which he does exceptionally well. I think Nzundwana is a player that needs space to operate in. He needs a head start, and he's a big player, so he's like a tractor. You need to start him off there before he hits top speed there. The close spaces, he doesn't like it. Man who made his name in the PE footballing circles, played for subs out in the PE. Was there for about 4 years before swapping Beja for the City of Bright Lights. Josie Maboneng went on to play for the Clever Boys. Pressure on Kamis. In fact, Mosele, it was. Looked very uncomfortable there. Good man, Mosele. 144th appearance for him. Overall, in his league appearances, pushed by Nzundwana, bullish, but not stylish. But another player down, this time in the blue corner. 4 to play before the halftime whistle. I mentioned earlier on the disappointing home record of Richards Bay. Chippa kept 3 clean sheets when being the home side. And they usually play Richards Bay in a 3-0 home win in 2023-24, they did so. And a 1-0 home win, they also did so prior to that. And there was a goalless draw last season that I mentioned. The first 3 league meetings between the sides, both teams scored. Since then, only Chippa have managed to score. So it's been a bit one-sided over the course of the last couple of months, 12 to 18 months. In space is Mahala, former Highbury FC man. As Chippa player, lowish line. Mahango was lurking behind defender Malawa. I haven't seen too many of those kind of runs from Big Gab Mahango, just between the two centre backs and Fasikan Malawa. The impact of Bandile Dlamini as well started to wane. Will it change here? Beautiful pass in space as well. It's another crack at it. And from midfield, and it's the same result as the last. They block. Nowhere near the goalkeeper. It's Musele. Go all the way back. Chippa running out of ideas thus far in opening 42 minutes. That's what they've done with ball at feet. Not too much in it, really. Chippa with 1 shot on target in the course of 90 minutes against Tex Galaxy goalkeeper Salim Makula. Got lucky. What was he doing? Yes, Mhango. There's 2 to his left. He's probably going to go it alone up. He opts for the unselfish option. And then a slash at it, a cross-come shot. The best chances have fallen to Richards Bay. Chippa United have not been a force at all in this game. Look at Makula. Went out, Mtsundwana gave him the ball more than anything. Maybe he forgot he's playing against him. For a player he was so used to play with, Salim Makula. Yeah, back to the Chippa United performance against Tex Galaxy. 8 shots overall, but 1 shot on target, 49% of possession. Now, here's the scary part. They only had 1 shot on target. Here's this. Tex Galaxy, 16 shots, almost double figures as compared to the home side on the day being Chippa. And then 9 shots on target. 4 of those went in. And they were efficient on the night. And Chippa United just fell apart defensively. It's another injury. We've had more injuries than we've had goalmouth skirmishes. Masika towering over referee Chobela. So does Goodman Musele as well. Man who's down there, I think, is Mahala. 4 minutes of injury time. To see this half sort of almost end in the most common theme, injuries. Which gives me an opportune time to update you with news elsewhere. Here's the man who scored his first league goal against Marumo Gallants on match day 1. 66 minutes against Chiefs. And still the TX Galaxy game against Uelele. And it is the only game that has produced a goal of the 5 live matches. So it's a dry Tuesday. But we still got another 45 to go. The league stands currently. It's Kukuna United, perfect record, 3 out of 3. Chiefs the same, 3 out of 3. In fact, the last time Chiefs won the opening 3 games of the season, it was when they last won the league. So is that good omen, Amakosi fans? Perhaps so. Sundowns not too far behind, too shy of the top 2, 7 points. from their 3 games, 2 wins, 1 draw. Durban City, newly promoted team, the guidance of Kevin Hunt, have started life in the top flight extremely well. But can they maintain it? Nice pass as Dlamini. Mtsundwana gets just disrupted at a crucial time. The danger for Chippa United is being carried by Bandile Dlamini. Nothing from the right-hand side at all, where Justice Figueiredo supposedly operating from. The top 8 being completed or rounded off by Polokwane City and Golden Arrows. Here come the Natal Rich Boys, looking to make a late deposit. Not like that. It was a floater more than anything. Now with Villarasi. Thinks about the shot, does Mtembu. Quickly blocked by Kamis. Gives it to Villarasi. Too close to Sitole, who got lucky. He did get lucky, Mahana, in his periphery. For a second, it looked as if he was going to get there before the 24-year-old goalkeeper, but he didn't. Keeper kept his eye on the prize. Bottom 3 sides. Stellenbosch, surprise, surprise. Chippa and Richards Bay. Interesting stand. Only a couple of points separating 8th and 16th. If you put into context, Golden Arrows were on 4 points after 3 games. A slight advantage over Richards Bay. They have no points. Only 3 points better off than Chippa, Stellenbosch, and 2 points better off than Makezi. So if you go on a 3-game run, the league could resemble something akin of a, oh, that was a push. Kabatinya Mhango then punishes there, but somehow the flag stays down. I think there was a push there, but the goal will be given to Kabatinya Mhango. That's that sugar ding ding from Big Gab. Can count himself lucky as he scores his first for his new side. But he won't care. Barely managed a celebration. And boy, did they not need that goal, Richards Bay. Game was ebbing to nothingness. There was a slight push. Elson Sitole as well. Lost his bearings, missed the ball. In fact, ran past the ball. Boy, Elton. Boy, Elton. Farcical. Chippa United's poor defending continues for a 2nd week running. As lucky as it gets, but Kabadinya Mhango has made a living of finishing off such chances. We finally have a goal at Princess Makoko Stadium, and it's to the home side. It's 1-0 at exactly a half-time whistle. Chippa United must be thinking to themselves, how are we 1-0 down after all of that? But heads are down. Body language is not looking good. Players walking off looking dejected, looking down at the pitch. That's never a telltale sign. But Kabatinya Mhango, in his 230th appearance in the league, bags his 71st goal. During that time of Elton Sitole off the bench and into the headlines as well. Sitole's mistake gives Mhango an opportunity to do what he does best. And has put the ball in the back of the net in a game that has not produced other chances, but based on the evidence at hand, Richards Bay slightly edging it and have rewarded themselves with an injury time goal. 1-0 at half time at Princess Makoko Stadium. Wait, food. Yeah. Yes, you could see quite intervela in this land. Hayi manje Sibani mina into engixakayo is I can't tell you what their playing styles are. Like I don't know the identity of Richards Bay. I don't know what Umangoba is trying to do with Golden Arrows. Ayikho. Okay. Yes. Mina bengicabanga Y2K. Yeah, we are going back to into zabo sibeko ke. Le bhola ngiyazi. Amabhoza nje. Asinethema mfethu. The season is far so but they don't seem to know how to use it. They don't seem to know how to use Ha. Dlamini's been their best player. Wow. 3 Xolani. Xolani Sithole. Giovanni Freelander. Giovanni Freelander. 25. Xolani Sithole 26. And we pick it up from the second half, or the start of the second half. It is Gabadinho Mhango's first league goal of the season that separates these two sides deep in injury time. He's now scored 5 goals in 8 league appearances against Chippa United, but most importantly, could his goal be the tonic that sees Richards Bay begin to turn the tide? Winless and rock bottom, and pointless as well. It will go a long way in laying the foundations for the first win of the season for Ronnie Gabriel. 2 subs in the meanwhile for Chippa United. The third of the game, the first being Stanley Nwabali, was an injury in 4 sub after kicking Gabadinho Mhango and then injuring his right foot. He was replaced by Elton Sitole, who was culpable for the opening goal. From one Sitole to another, we have 2 of them. Kolani Sitole, the former Utongati winger, on for Bandile Dlamini. Well, it was 45 minutes and some change for debutant Somilan Tsundwana, who was replaced by Giovanni Philander. Sitole coming on after getting 70 minutes against Tix Galaxy last time out. He has got plenty of minutes in the tank in the opening 3 league fixtures. In 90 minutes against Sundowns, 89 against Durban City, and as I said, 20 minutes shy of 70 against Galaxy in a losing cause. Yeah, that one for the wingers. Was a yellow card as well confirmed at the bottom of the screen there for Takusani Mtetwa. Should and the only cautioned player from the first half entering this half. Big switch to the left. Finn Rangers former flyer, 25-year-old Giovanni Philandos there on the right of your screen. He only played 91 minutes in the opening 3 rounds of league football. Played 13 against Durban City in a 1-0 loss, and played 45 minutes or half of football against Galaxy. They coming back on the 45. Who's on the approach? No one. Yes, Chippa. I wonder what was Morgan Mamila's halftime team talk centered around. Chance creation, or keeping it as tight as possible and not bleed any more chances to the opposition. But they didn't create an awful lot at all in the first half, if we're being really honest. Bare pickings for Somilan Tsundwana, and as a result, he suffered. And he's seen as collateral for the start of the second half by that man in shot that they ever all decked out Morgan Maimila. Well, I don't know for how long he'll be the man in the hot seat for the Chile boys, with talk of Luke Limao soon to arrive, sorting out, we understand, work permit issues. Last Thursday, Limao lost to travel to Congo, where his representatives at Chippa were having conversations via a group video call. The lawyers and the likes. If you were to believe it, an agreement was signed. Like I said in the first half, perhaps the ink is yet to dry on that contract. So the boys currently in the bottom of the log and are struggling to just kick into life. And potentially this could see them suffer a 3rd loss from 4 games for them. There's a chance on the far side. And then on the follow-up, straight into the sternum. That's taking one for the team. Tabani Zuke, tough as nails, putting his body on the line for the betterment of the side. He really got a hold of that. Really did. He's trying to work on playing which positions. Looks like Figueiredo's going through the middle. Philander playing from the right. Well, Kolani Sitole from the left. Here's Fasika. Cushions it back for Figueiredo. A half-hearted finish. Culminates in a ball hoofed out of the box. Mahango loses out in the second header. And in the third as well. And they eventually get the second ball, but not for long. As Moses and Tembu adds to the pressure more than alleviates it. Good work there on the edge of the box. Vilenda first time cross. Good defending by Captain Simpier. That's more like it for Morgan Mamila's team. Bit of pressure, sustained pressure. Mind they come into this game at the back of a form. One loss against TX Galaxy, rocked by the Rockets or the Chili Boys. 4 corners overall. Very low chance game thus far. No chances encounter. Philander, show me your number. Philander with the cross. Oh, missed by Fasika, back post, still alive for Swatini International Figueiredo. It's raining crosses here at the Princess Makogo Stadium. Is Philander going to add the latest one? Oh, beautiful, delightful, marvelous again from Philander. Well, the initial work anyway. Mosele pinches in, but then undoes his own good work. That's gonna hurt. That is going to hurt from close quarters, like a gunshot to you know where. Mahala, not for the first time this game. Trying to play before the hour. TKO is the Highbury FC, the former Highbury FC striker. Yeah, it's gonna take a bit of time to recover from. I don't think you need a stretcher for him, but taking precaution nonetheless. Necessary precaution. Quick score update for you. Barrett's still struggling to break the deadlock against Newby's Orbit College. Out in the stronghold of Wisconsin. 0-0, Polokwane City, Durban City, the battle of the city. Stellenbosch finally broken the duck against Marumo Gallants 4 minutes before the hour. A goal by Angelika Pili, his second of the season. If he's going to have a very productive season, the young flyer. Galaxy have made it 2 against Siwele Lesama Sokolara. It's a Mashambi brace. 23rd minute and injury time in the first half. Former FN Rangers player Philandos looking to make a case for himself. Good turn by Figueiredo. Wouldn't have counted, flag was up. Mahala's about to get back into the pitch. Looking for those passing lanes. Nice work there, nice touch. Good ideas, fresh ideas. Here come the visitors, the trailing side. Need to make a move. Give themselves every opportunity. Because I tell you what, Richards Bay do tend to concede in the second half of games. All the 4 goals that they've conceded this season, 3 of those have come in the second half of the matches that they've played. And I think Morgan Mamila, if he's done his homework, he would know that. Mhango drops into a pocket of space. They back off from him. It's Mhango. Crosses on as well, but the touch was not a very good one because 2 players in blue got in each other's way. One Mahala who just got back into the game and maybe still struggling to get his bearings back in check. There's communication between Mahala and Delu. Fasika, and who's played his football out in eastern sides of Denmark as well. Played for Valarenga, one of the many sides he's ran out for, as well as FC Saint-Éloi. Zuke is down. How many injuries are we going to have in this game? It's another leg injury, a foot injury, better put. It was a foot injury that saw Stanley Nwabadi stretch it off halfway, just halfway past the first half. Zuke back in the side for Zekali. Started the last encounter. Had only played 14 minutes the whole season. Tabani Zuke now played 55. He joined in July after his contract was not renewed out at Golden Arrows. He was there from 2016 all the way up until earlier this year. That's 9 years, culminating in close to almost a century appearances for a versatile defender. But he's reeling from injury. I'll tell you what, the team doctors and physios are earning their keep today. We've seen so much of them in 56 minutes of play.
Figo, go! Figo, go! Figo! Go, Figo!
I'm saying go Figo. And if you're wondering, it's not Luis Figo, a Portuguese legend, but Justice Figueiredo. You can figure it out why they call him Figo. 27 years of age, Figueiredo. 22 games in all competitions campaign gone by. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Blazes the gloves of Alten Sitole, who parries it over the crossbar. Much, much better. That's motivation. From reverse we go forward. 3 minutes before the hour. Expected in swinger here. Interesting setup by the Natal Rich boys. Need to make a very crucial deposit in this early phase of the second half. Will the delivery be good enough? It was, but they didn't believe it was going to be because there was nobody who gambled. We pick it up with a spanning Tungwa. We haven't seen too many of the Richards Bay FC fullbacks working in tandem in attacking the spaces left by the Chippa United wingers in Halelisani Vilarazi. A new signing as well as Spanin Tungwa. Tepo Mabua got a yellow card joining Takusani Mtetwa. By the way, that's only the third yellow card of the season dished out by referee Mutlebenda Chobela. Don't think that'll be his last. Gave out 12 in the games he oversaw last season. Chucking back into position. Of course, Chippa looking to make They're signing with new signings and a new wave of talent. Fresh personnel, Justice Figueiredo, one of those, was the one making that run. Joining from Richards Bay, joining Richards Bay, July of 2023. Now defunct Cape Town All-Stars, who were competing in the Multiple Foundation Championship at the time. Speaking about his announcement, the club saying that they are quite hopeful and confident the striker will assist the team in achieving the goals. Is exactly what they signed him for. It was on the 45. Sergio Kami's perhaps the wrong man get on the end of that. Yes, Mosele will put his right foot on it. We saw with that man, there was a circumspective ball there into the box. Not about the spectacular that Kami's. Really known for such outlandish finishing. That's a good looking and inviting ball on the follow-up. That's not very good. Cushioned pass back at all. Didn't give no one a chance. Figueiredo in the meantime, he's injured, which will be something that will worry Morgan Mamila in the hierarchy. He does tend to suffer with fitness issues during the duration of a campaign. This is big chunks of the season due to injuries. That's 27-year-old Figueiredo. Figueiredo also playing for the likes of Manzini Sundowns and his native Eswatini. Marisburg United, remember that? Also played for Bombela United once upon a time. Right, sub coming on for Ronnie Gabriel. He brings on Zikali, whose position in the team was taken by Tabani Zuke. Zikali is on, replacing Tabi Sandelu. Got about 29 minutes or so, Lindo. Be the impetus that Richards Bay need just to get a good margin and a cushion between Fasik and Strong.
What's this?
Maybe overtly too strong.
What's this? Stay on the right. Yeah.
Chippa do as well have Tulani Mini on the bench if they may need to freshen things up. Very talented and technical player. 23-year-old. Going back originally to the club where it started for him after a spell at Stellenbosch. Couldn't get himself a permanent deal over there. Philander won't count. His whistle brought the game to a standstill.
Come, boys, come.
Morgan Mamila urging the players on to keep fighting and keep believing that any chance will fall for the likes of Figueiredo and Sitole, Philander. The attack that is entrusted to gain the first 3 points of the season, because it's been tough. It's been real tough for them. With only 1 point from a potential 9 on hand. Good run by Philander. Cushions it back to the back post. But that's where you need a natural striker. That's what I speak of about Figueiredo. He's not a natural striker, so doesn't make natural striker movements in the box. That's a good cushion pass by Giovanni Philander. Of course, that goal by Kabadinho Mango was the first time Richards Bay were able to score Chippa United in the last 3 league meetings, make it 4. Last scoring in September of 2023 when they lost 2-1 at home. So Melan Tsundwana, who else is the top scorer in this fixture in the league anyway, and we scored 3 goals then for the Natal Rich Boys. Mhango is always involved on the side shows in this game thus far, but it is his solitary goal that is separating 15th from 16th. Richards Bay need to hold on for the next 25 minutes to claim their first home win of the season since the season over Chippa anyway, and the first of the season overall, but it'll be the first over Chippa since 2022-23. Says, let's do this. Let's see how much doing they will do. Two subs sent out to warm up. So it's a clever tactic by coaches to get the attention of those that are on the pitch as well, to let them know their position is under threat. This man has been in the wars. Lundi Mahala. He's not putting in the work for free at all. He's been made to earn his paycheck tonight, Lundi Mahala. The boys playing against the KZN base side, by the way, for the second time this season, losing 1-0 away to Durban City. Unlucky 13th of August. Chippa having lost 3 points from winning positions this season. The team has lost more. Great holding at all. Chippa United supporter. Yes, Figueiredo. Figueiredo won in the end by Mabua. Kamis. Philander makes the run outside of him. Clever work. Nifty footwork as well from the pacey winger. But his crosses haven't hurt Richards Bay at all.
Let's go, Zuge!
Mhango coming from an offside position. Mhango so short in the end by Mahala. I think that's something they could use. The combination of the hard running of Mahala and the guile of Mhango. Another yellow card, this time to Mahala for kicking the ball away after the whistle. So now 3 Richards Bay players, Mahala, Tetwa, as well as Mabua, all booked. None for Chippa. The pass on to the right, but the space is aplenty for Philander. But the blue shirts shuttle and shuttle well. Philander taking his eye off the ball at the wrong time. Pirates have finally broken the deadlock against Orbit College. Pirates fans. Siema, 3 minutes before the hour for Ezemnyama. Boy, they need that goal to continue the belief in what Coach Absalom is doing. They find themselves currently in 11th position after 1 league win in the last 3 years. Philander back post. Palmed away by Ugandan international Makula. Philander made a sensational run but didn't make very good contact in the end. Polokwane City and Durban City, 18 minutes to go in that game still 0-0. If it does end in a draw, it will be PLK City's second in 4 games. While Durban City will continue their unbeaten start to life in the Betway Premiership. I will see them 2 wins and 2 draws if it does end in a goalless stalemate over there. Stellenbosch 1-0 against Marumo Gallants, courtesy of a Langelihle Pili goal. Stellies, they themselves also not in the best position in the league right now. Not the best of starts for Coach Chippa. I think the side just suffering a bit of a hangover from the amount of games, the sheer volume of games in the legs of the likes of Titus, De Jong, etc. Close to 40 plus games, a lot of the squad last season, and let's catch up with you. Here's Mhango. Silky footwork from Mhango. That was falling in stages. We move to a crucial stage in the game, into the last 20. Sublime first touch, and a pass as well. Philander on the march. Loses again his concentration at the wrong time. That isolated his man 1v1 in the box where he wants to be, where the defender doesn't. But his control again let him down. The attacking play just hasn't been there for Chippa. And I think whomever comes in and does take over the long term, Mhango deemed to illegally dispossess this man, to the disbelief and anger of the Richards Bay fans. To that man's relief, only Gabriel, you pick up through the audio mic saying they're stopping us now. Touched on by Mahala. He's got himself in very good positions for the course of this game, but to really be eyeball to eyeball with Elton Sitole. The one chance he did have was after the whistle, which he got carded for. This season, Chippa finished in 11th position, and it was a tough ending to the season for them. Were barely holding on. 4 consecutive losses before a last day draw against Marumo Gallants to see them with a 31 points haul. Richards Bay, they themselves in a far better position. And then the Chile boys, they finished in the top 8 with a 33 points return, scoring 19 goals but conceding 26 with a -7 goal difference in the end when the dust settled. Were unbeaten in the last 3 of last season. Quick look at the respective benches. No movement to date. 17 to play. I haven't seen at all Kaya Fekan in this game. Was very good in opening 25 minutes against Tex Galaxy before the wheels fell off. It's a Naya card. Yellow and blue, that's the theme. Mhango, the 4th Richards Bay player to be booked. Not pleased. Is the 32-year-old Malawian international. Got a decent record, 68 appearances on international level. 17 goals during that time. Figueiredo looks for the run from his teammate with an option available for him.
One good corner, please.
Get a corner from it.
One good corner.
Morgan Mamela says, please, good corner. Rauko Pantate. May just be set pieces that get Chippa into this game. Open play, they haven't had the cutting edge enough in 74 minutes. Started the game with Somilo Tsundwana. He was replaced at the start of the second half alongside Bandile Dlamini. Sitole and Philander came on for them. Figueiredo playing through the middle, but it hasn't worked. Haven't carried that attacking threat consistently, and they're not going to do so. Morgan Mamila pleaded for a good corner. He got the complete opposite of that. As a Chippa United player claims to have been injured, I think it's Goodman Musele now. In fact, it's Sergio Kami's hanging in the air. Keep up Salim Magula's pedigree. Ain't gonna let that slip through his hands. Chippa United player seems very injured. He's in serious pain. I think it may be Figueiredo. Wow, there's been so many stoppages in this game. It's barely been allowed to flow. Chippa winless in the last 10 league games, mind you. Going as far back to last season. Their last win having come in March 29th, defeating another of the KZN teams in Amazulu 2-1 at home. It is Figueiredo. The hierarchy will be very concerned with the new acquisition. Is receiving medical attention, but the thumbs up from the team doctor. There's a collision at the near post for Justice Figueiredo. A lot of knocks to the leg region tonight. A lot of limping. It's an old age home. Well, the doctor gave the thumbs up, but judging by Figueiredo's body language, it's a thumbs down. No, not moving freely at all. A la Stanley Nwabali, and we know what happened to him. He got stretched off in the first half. Kabatinya Mhango's first half goal seems like a long time ago. As the sides just wanting to see out the rest of this game.
Second ball! Bobby!
Midfield has been bone of contention for both teams, if we're being honest. Not enough ball control or tempo, game management. A lot of bodies there, but it's more quantity rather than quality. Mhango, be careful, he's already in the yellow card.
Box, box, box! Let's go to the box!
They slow it down, they need to inject a bit more pace. Here's Fetani. And
Box!
he
Box!
2014. And with the academy till 2020, scouted during under 14 tournament. During that time, referring to when he played for Ajax, under 14. Former Mfuleni United player, better known as Usticho. Haven't seen Chicho at all. It's a small G. Good defending, sublime defending. Calm defending. Gula hurls at, sparks an attack from the right. Here comes Villarasi. There was Villarasi. Mahala made a run for Mahala. Sele. Cummings. Good pass to Philander. Doesn't have too many to hit in the box. Has to delay the cross. And it's not a very good one. That's been, I think, the main takeaway in the attacking areas. They won't go away to Chippa. But if you chip the ball like that into keep off Salim Magula's ability, that's catch and practice all day. Former KCCA FC player out in Uganda. That's where he really started catching the eyes and ears of many football scouts. If you're wondering who KCCA is, Kampala Capital City Authority. That's a big deal out in Kampala. Founded back in 1963. Play their football in the Ugandan Premier League. Well, arrived to South Africa and too much excitement when he ran out for Pretoria Callies in 2022. Now gone on to amass 83 caps and counting for his current employers, Richards Bay. Right. Benson Mangolo is on for what, the last 9 minutes or so. Just waiting to see who Benson Mangolo is coming on for. On the bench. Papizotwane says to Gabriel, coach, I want to say why delay. Meaning they are reverting to delaying tactics at this point. I don't understand, how do they delay if they are losing? Mango, they tell him to jog. Oh, he needs to be careful because he's going to get a yellow card. They're not happy. They're not happy about Kabadinya Mango taking his time.
Oh, I can't do anything. Didn't see anything.
He says he didn't see. Kabadinya Mango. He's been around. He's a chip off the old block. I think he knows what he's doing. Claiming to be hit by a bit of the Stevie Wonder. I wonder. 9 minutes before the full time whistle here. And Chippa United still what it feels like a distance away. Cape to Cairo distance away from getting a goal in this game. Not being at their best at all. Same can be said for the previous matches as well.
Box! Let's go to the box! Let's go to the box!
Hango, by the way, begrudgingly trashed off with the only goal of the game and perhaps maybe potential man of the match award for himself. Kabadinya Mango, personally for me, I think might be man of the match candidate, the best of the best, not being the best of performances from the 22 players on show today. I think the Richards Bay defenders have also been solid without being spectacular, but they haven't had to do much. The Chippa United have barely got out of neutral. Goodman Musele is going to be replaced. Semi Siabi. Semi Siabi is the man stripped off, ready to pick up the baton for the last 7 minutes. In fact, it's one of two changes. Azola Matrose, jersey 10 on his back, thrown on I think as a last gamble by coach Morgan Maimila. Musele and Figueiredo off. I think they're protecting Figueiredo. He hasn't had the best of outings as well today, Figueiredo, but maybe the injury, something that has Morgan Maimila worried. Matrose as well as Siabia on. Sabi played a healthy amount of minutes already in the beginning stages of the season. 69 minutes against Galaxy. In the first 2 games of the season, he finished and started both games against Sundowns and Durban City. So they've got about 80 odd minutes in the heart of that Chippa midfield to little effect. I think I may be just slightly harsh on him because he's in the team to destroy and disrupt rather than bring to life creation. Anzola Matrose. Meantime, he comes on for the 4th appearance of the season, the former Pirates man. In 137 minutes in the Betway Premiership as Dlamini is finally here. See, Hendrik Eckstein has been in talks with him, or vice versa. Well appreciated. It's a feature of KZN teams and a feature of KZN games. Once a game they take really without Anzola Matrose only played 3 minutes, by the way, against Galaxy. 4-1 loss. Speaking of TX Galaxy, still 2-0, comfortably ahead. Siwelele, Stellenbosch 1-0, a minute to go in regular time there. 1-0 here, 0-0. Oh, Peter Mokaba Stadium between Polokwane City and Durban City. Pirates looking as if they're going to hold on to a slender 1-0 lead to get the job done against Orbit College. If Lukima is to come in and take over from Morgan Mamil, he's got one hell of a job on his hands to turn things around. Very, very disappointing in its hard watch at times if you're a Chippa United supporter. But the 2018 former NAPBank Cup winner got the experience and ability. Having had stints previously with the likes of Polokwane City, Free State Stars and Litota Tuva. Benson Mangolo becomes the 5th Richards Bay player to receive a caution. Of course, next up for Chippa United, they face none other than Ezemnyama Ngengani out in East London, and that's why it was very important to pick up a result today, because Pirates are going to come in guns blazing given where their season is and where they are on the log right now. Their aim to move on up, high up in the Betway Premiership, and really launch a serious assault on Sundowns' dominance in the league. They then play Orbit College for back-to-back home games. That game against Orbit is on the 16th. Was on the 16th of September. Well, for Ronnie Gabriel, he'll have one eye cast already to the upcoming match to close off August. They take on Siwelele away from home. That's going to be a feisty one. And a very partisan Bloemfontein crowd. They then have a home return against TX Galaxy, who right now the Rockets are running on rocket fuel. If they hold out anyway to looks to be a second consecutive win for Adnan Begunovic's side. They are winning against Siwelele right now. Yeah, it's just not happened for Chippa United at all. It's been very disjointed. It's as if both these sets of attacks have just met each other for the first time today. Attacks breaking down, and it's war of attrition at times. But Richards Bay about to pick up their first points of the season. Marvelous, scrumptious, charming that from Mahala. Here comes to Norvale. Stellenbosch have just picked up their first win of the season against their opponents. Marumo Gallants. That game has finished 1-0. Polokwane City and Durban City into injury time. 6 minutes by the time. Philander can't add the finishing touch. That's the story of the day for Chippa United. Coulda, woulda, hadn't, or haven't. Can't. What a ball, eliminating an entire Richards Bay defense, and the keeper included. Freeland on the stretch, just couldn't get there. Oh, he got there, but just missed time to stretch. That would have been heartbreak for Richards Bay. A real smash and grab for Chippa. They were able to get a late equalizer. Still could go on to concede, Here comes Mtungwa. It was Mtungwa. To take this corner, and I think Richards Bay would want to keep it in this region. One thing I think all of please coach Ronnie Gabriel is the fact that they have not conceded in the second half, which has been their Achilles heel. Ex-Galaxy make it back-to-back wins, who catch in practice for Sitole. For a moment, the fans worried. They've just won 2-0 against Siwelele. Waiting to come on to eke out those remaining seconds and minutes. Kanalo Bomela, the young under-20 international striker. Freelander, first time cross, goes back post. Richards Bay would not want to concede at all. They've had to fight and dig in deep to earn the season's first 3 points. Mtungwa against the tiring legs of Gummies, but his teammates are also tired. And that was a tired looking pass from Mtungwa. Good work by Lindoguche. Charlie. Zikali better put. Ronnie Gabriel not happy, wanted it to feed so they can control. Now they're out of control. Sweet turn. Passes on to the left. Dufan Mtungwa, delicate touch. But only one blue jersey to hit. So I think he will opt against delivering a crossing. He's holding on to possession, waiting for support, which arrives as snail's pace. To the midriff there. Very close to potentially being a handball there, but it wasn't. 2 minutes, 4 of 6. Oh, ball from Fasika. Have been below par. Side devoid of ideas, bereft of belief. Plunging attack of Chippa United. This version of them in the early stages of the season. Kanalo Pomela to come on. The youngster really rate. 19 years of age. On for Mahala. Mahala off. Pomelo on for his first league minutes for the 19-year-old. Player they scouted from the KZN footballing circuit a few years ago and have put real belief and resources behind him. He's right up there, one of the highest goal scorers in the DDC about 18 months ago. Also part of the under 20 AFCON side that qualified for our famous AFCON win under 20 level. For some reason though, they haven't put all their eggs in the Pomelo basket as of yet. Into the last minute, ladies and gentlemen. If it needs to happen, it needs to happen now. Good header there by the captain Kunega. Keeper Makola carries it and restores parity for Richards Bay. On course for the first 3 points of the season. They've had to wait for a while, but it's been worth the wait. Pirates have won against Sobe College. Galaxy have taken 3 points against Siwedelo to make it 6-2. 0-0 out at Old Peter Mokaba Stadium between Rise and Shine and Durban City. Gavin Hunt will be happy by that result and buoyed by the fact they are unbeaten in the opening 4 league games. We're just waiting for conclusion in this one. Makula, outstanding goalkeeping, confident goalkeeping, and referee Bushebenda Ochobela blows an end to the game. It's Richard Bay's first home win of the season, a much needed 3 points after last week's defeat to Kaizer Chiefs. It wasn't the best of attacking displays, but they dug in, they dug deep, and they were tough to beat. And they have a rare clean sheet as well. Well for Chippa, not too many positives to take from the performance today. Their captain injured in the first half, taken off, replaced by Elton Sitole. The new man, Justice Figueredo, misfiring. Somela Nsundwana got 45 minutes, but also didn't really come back to haunt his former employers. They brought on Kolani Sitole and Giovanni Finland at the start of the second half, hoping that may change things, but it didn't come. In fact, Finland, I should say, had a big chance later on in the game on the stretch after a cross from the left, but arrived a few seconds late. The chance had gone. But it is Kabadinho Mhango's 6 and 8 appearances against Chippa United. That is the match winner tonight. Much needed. Disappointed and dejected are the likes of Fasika and Maimila. If Lukimal is to come in and pick up from where the likes of Padela, Nyatama, Maimila have left, he's got one hell of a job to do. At the end of it all, under the bright lights of the Princess Makoko Stadium, it's Ronnie Gabriel's side that bounced back after defeat against Chiefs in a similar scoreline. 1-0 at full time.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ